Hey friends, it's Stephanie. I wanted to come on real quick and share with you, let me move that's blocking some light, a card that I just made. And it's Wednesday, I'm home again today. Wasn't feeling well, so decided not to go in, just to take another day of rest, and then came in here. As part of my problem is sleep. Being sleep deprived at night, and so I'm trying not to take a nap today. So even though I feel bad and I want to go in there and sleep, anyways, blah blah blah. So I decided to take a break and come in here and make a quick card using some of the items that I'm trying to. My goal this year is to buy things and then actually use them, not just buy and then stash away. And I don't know if you're like me, but I have, when I go to make a card, I tend to grab my tried and true favorites, like my favorite, whether it's colors, whether it's, and by colors I mean like, you know, color, not colors like color, you know what I mean. I tend to go towards the same, like, neutrals, pastels, and I also stay with the same stamps that I seem to use over and over, the same dyes I use over and over, and I'm trying to break out of that, and when I buy things, actually use them. And so with that being said, here's my little shaker card, and I am absolutely loving the colors. Like, the card I made yesterday had some of my tried and true favorites, my pastels up here, but going more for the mix of colors in the background and the vibrant colors. And then I went one step further with that today, and I absolutely love how this turned out. This pattern paper on top is from Simple Stories, the Reset Girl. Hi, Corey. This is called Pink Speckle Coral Speckle, and I need to get more of this because evidently I only bought the one sheet, and that is not good, because I absolutely love it. Look at the difference between the two. This is the coral speckle and then the pink speckle, but I love it. I couldn't decide which side to use, so I went with the brighter, more vibrant side. And the background paper in the window is one of the pieces that I got from the Project Life stack from Tuesday morning, and love how the two kind of played off. Like, I could have done either side, but I really like how this played off with the bright colors in the background. And the die that I used is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's from Mama Elephant. And you'll be able to see it better on the actual die. And I bought this directly from the mamaelephant.com website. So unfortunately they do not label any of their items, which I don't know why. Please, if you're watching, Mama Elephant Company, please label your items so we can tell people what to look. I'm looking all over this thing and I don't see a name, but anyways, this is the die window that I used. The only part that cuts out is the scallop center, but it will pierce all the way around in kind of a frame fashion, if you will. You get an outer ring, inner ring, and then you also get pierce the stitching around each of the scallops. And I'm going to have to check their website to see if anyone has done anything other than just this, you know, just die cut and then leave it as is, because I kept wanting to use my circle dies and die cut a little frame, if you will, to go on the inside of this stitching line, just because this right here looks awfully plain, even though you have this stitching. I don't know. To me, that's just a lot of blank real estate up here, and I wanted to add a pop of something, so I may go back and try that. Don't know. But anyways, the stamp that I used, and I love, this is totally out of my realm. I kept trying to color in her robe a pale pink. I colored this whole stamp set, this whole stamp image with my Copic colors, but I kept trying to gravitate towards my favorites, the pale, like I wanted to do her robe kind of a pale pink, and her bunny slippers, you know, in white and gray with pink, and I was like, no, go outside the realm, and so I played off of the colors that were in the background back here, and then used the Copic colors to match this front paper, if that made sense, the coffee cup. And I did use my Spectrum Noir on the coffee cup and the steam and on the bunny noses on the slippers, but I may go back and add some glossy accents to the coffee cup and the coffee. But I really love how this turned out, the colors, everything. And I wasn't being too fussy with blending colors or anything like that. Like on the bunny slippers, I just used one color, and that was B05. I'm not sure if I've even ever used this before, because it is so dark and vibrant, and that's way outside of my comfort level. But the stamp is from Pink and Maine, and it's called Need Coffee. And I think when I figure out who the recipient is going to be, I'm going to stamp this little coffee cup on the inside, and then use one of the sentiments that came with this set on the inside. But I love the way this stamped out, very crisp, stamped out perfectly. And the sentiment down here, this is just on a stitched rectangle die that was from Lawn Fawn, and that sentiment is from this Art Impressions stamp set that I picked up at Hobby Lobby last week on clearance, and it's the No Talkie Before Coffee and then the coffee beans. And these photopolymer stamps just stamped perfectly the first time. I didn't have to re-stamp them or anything. And again, I used my Spectrum Noir glitter pen on the little coffee beans, and that is my little project for the day. Oh, and something else I tried differently today. I was looking for, here it is. At work, we get boxes of check stock, and in it they put this huge sheet of chipboard, but it's like really thin chipboard. It's like the maybe the thickness or double the thickness of cereal box. Pretty sturdy, and I've been bringing it home for quite a while. I'll use it when I cut out my tags and use that as the base. But this time I took my just plain Sizzix circle dies and made kind of a little frame and cut out 3 rings. And that was what I used instead of foam tape around the back. And just 3 of them, here's the other 3, and glued them together. But just 3 of them was plenty thick enough for my sequins and everything to, you know, freely float and move around in there without getting too stuck. But I really liked this. It was a lot faster, a lot easier than using foam tape and trying to go all the way around. Plus that foam tape goes quick and it is getting expensive. So there's a little tip for you. You save your cereal boxes, any kind of box, and cut out little circle frames and square frames. And then I just put some foam tape down at the bottom, you know, just on the corners to give it some even thickness of where I had the chipboard up here. Now, that being said, I just said chipboard. I don't know, I was kind of scared to use these thin dies with my chipboard because my chipboard that I use for mini album covers is pretty thick, and I'm not real sure like how this would cut through it. But that's another option, to use chipboard. And then I know for a fact that my chipboard I would only have to use one cut because my chipboard is at least that thick. If not, I think it's thicker. But anyways, so just a little tip and a card share for today. I hope you guys are doing well and having a great week so far, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.